Let's do price action analysis of everyone's favorite Bitcoin. Let's go to screen. So this is a very beautiful chart of Bitcoin, and the price action is working wonderfully in this chart. So I have drawn some lines, and these are actually some supply zone and some demand zone. So if you haven't watched my recent video on Apple stock, then you should watch it, where I have explained everything about supply zone and demand zone. It worked wonderfully on Apple stock, so you need to see that trade. That trade was a wonderful trade. So now let's see what Bitcoin is saying to us. Basically Bitcoin is around 52k mark. It went to 50k mark. There is a lot of hype of Bitcoin nowadays, so everyone is just buying Bitcoin, like okay, maybe it can go to moon, or even some people are just selling, like okay, we need to make some profit. We bought the Bitcoin around 25k, so we are going to sell the Bitcoin. So definitely we will do some analysis. So let's say I will go from the very beginning. So when the price was around here, there's a big red candle here, and then there is a big green candle here. What actually happening is there was a lot of supply orders, and then here there was a lot of demand that was created that pushed the price till here. So now we can see the price crossed this, then there was a little bit of sideways zone. So that at the time we can say bulls and bears were fighting each other, but bulls win and they push the price till here. Many people bought the Bitcoin here. I know my friends, they bought the Bitcoin here, and after that again it was a sideways. Then again we drew some lines, and it was actually hovering in this area. After that the price broke this supply zone, and then it reached around 35k mark. So many people even bought the Bitcoin here. It has eventually came out of this zone, so maybe it can go higher, and yes, it went even now it's trading around 52k. So again now people are saying like okay, so there was a little bit of pushback to the price here. We can see because there is a supply zone. We can see here around 47k mark there is a supply zone. Price came here and then again it went down. So there is a high possibility price can face some resistance here. So it was actually it faced some resistance here, but now again it is pushing again, reaching to 52k mark. So everything is clear, everything is in front of you. This is a very wonderful chart of Bitcoin, where it is actually following the price action, actually following the supply zones and demand zones. So the next supply zone is around we can say 65k mark. So you need to be cautious around 65k mark if you have already bought the Bitcoin. Some people are even plan of selling because they are saying like okay, maybe it can hit a 65k mark, or some people are even thinking of buying because they are thinking like it will even cross the 65k mark. So everybody has their own view. That's why we are able to trade the Bitcoin. That's why there is a liquidity. So it's definitely up to you. Maybe you have bought the Bitcoin, maybe you haven't bought the Bitcoin, maybe you don't believe in Bitcoin, maybe you are a strong believer of Bitcoin. I'm not judging you, or I'm not saying you should buy a Bitcoin, or you should sell a Bitcoin, you should invest in Bitcoin, or Bitcoin is a scam. I'm not saying anything. I'm just telling you like how you can do analysis of Bitcoin. You don't need to ask anyone for any tip. You don't need to ask for anyone like okay, tell me, shall I buy a Bitcoin or shall I sell a Bitcoin? Everything is clear in front of you. If you are planning to buy some other crypto coins, then you can just do a similar analysis on that crypto coin. And if you are unable to do, just comment it crypto coins name down in the comments, and then I will definitely bring up a chart for you, and we will do some fantastic analysis on that chart.